Math is easy if you have a strong base. Build your math skills and basics with this very first part of Math Basic. First, let's classify the numbers. Starting with natural numbers. Natural numbers include all positive numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to infinity. Whole numbers are just natural numbers, but it also includes 0. Remember, all natural numbers are whole number, but all whole numbers are not natural numbers. Integers include both negative and positive numbers. Any number that can be written as fraction is a rational number. Real number includes decimals, irrational, whole number, and negative number. They are represented by these letters. Note that 22 by 7 is rational, but pi is irrational. Let's classify numbers in a different way. Prime numbers are numbers that can be divided only by itself or 1. Let's take example of 5 to understand it. 5 can be divided by itself or 1. No number other than 5 and 1 can divide it 5. Remember, 2 is only even prime number, which is my favorite number. Fraction is little tricky to understand, but don't worry, just give a minute. Fraction is part of whole. Let's understand. Take a square and divided it into 4 small squares. Now we have 4 small squares, which is equal to 1 big square. Write total numbers of squares in bottom, which represents whole, and if you want to take one part of whole, then we can write 1 on top, representing a part. If we want to take 2 part of whole square, then we can write 2 by 4. Upper part of fraction is known as numerator and bottom part is called denominator. We can multiply or divided fraction as long as we are multiplying or dividing both the numerator and denominator. Commons are very helpful in solving mathematics problems. For example, for plus 8 is equal to 12. We can write 4 as 2 multiplied by 2 and 8 as 2 multiplied by 4. As 2 is common in both numbers, so we can take 2 as common. Now first solve the bracket and then multiply the number by 2. We can solve some complex problems with this method or trick. For example, in this equation, a is common in both ab and ac, so we can take a outside and then solve the equation. Now, very important topic. Exponent, which indicates how many times a base number should be multiplied by itself. Let's understand it. Here 10 represents base number and 2 represents exponent. And read is 10 to the power of 2. And this is equal to 100. And when numbers are divided, their power can subtract it. Remember, if a number has 0 as exponent, its value will be 1. You can see some more examples here. By the way, exponent, which is in negative, represents inverse base. Now let's see how percentage is calculated. Percent means out of 100. Let's learn how to calculate a number when percentage is given. For example, let's find the 20% of 150. It means we have to find 1/5 part of 150. Here we can just multiply 150 with 1 by 5 or multiply it with 20 then divide it by 100. Now finally, let's find out how can we calculate your parentage. Suppose we have to calculate percent of 20 to 220. This time we have to multiply 100 to 20 and divide with 220. Now, I have a problem for you to solve. Let's welcome square and square root. A square is the result of multiplying a number by itself, while a square root is the value that, when multiplied by itself, gives the original number. It was the definition of both. Example, 2 multiplied by 2 is square of 2. Here are some of squares and their square roots. We have learnt fractions. Now let's see how to solve them. For example, we have 2 simple fractions. In order to add them or subtract them, Fractions must have same denominator. But how? As we know, we can multiply or divide the fraction. Just multiply first fraction with 2. Now just add or subtract numerator according to sign. Remember, you don't have to add or subtract the denominator. Triangle. Triangle is the simplest polygon. Remember, sum of interior angles of triangle is equal to 180. Let's look at the types of triangles. We divide triangle on the basis of sides and angles. Let's divide it by sides. First, equilateral triangle, which has all sides of equal length. Isosceles triangles has 2 sides equal and 1 different. Finally, scalene triangle, which has all sides different. Now we'll divide triangle by angles. Acute triangle, which has all angles less than 90. Right angle triangle has 1 angle equal to 90. At last, obtuse triangle, it has 1 angle that measures more than 90. It is right time to introduce variable. Variable can have any value. Now solution part. Here we have x plus 4 equal to 9. Just by comparing, we can see x must have 5 as value. Or we can just add negative for both sides. Continue leveling up your math knowledge with this video.